July 4th is a time for celebrating with family and friends. And in Portsmouth, you'll find no shortage of holiday events to help you do just that. But the fun doesn't end when the last fireworks have faded. There are fun-filled special events taking place across the city throughout the entire month. We'll tell you about just a few of them right here, right now, on this episode of Portsmouth Now. Welcome to this July 2016 episode of Portsmouth Now. I'm your host, Rob Lauer. American independence began right here in Virginia, and with its wealth of historical sites, there are special 4th of July events taking place across the Commonwealth. Portsmouth is no exception. Let's head over to one of the city's most historic sites to find out about some of the events that are guaranteed to make your 4th of July memorable. 4th of July celebrations actually start kicking off here in Portsmouth on Friday, July 1st, and they start at 5 p.m. right here in the courtyard of the Portsmouth Art and Cultural Center at the corner of High Street and Court Street. Now joining me is Gail Paul. Welcome, Gail.
Hi, good to see you, Rob.
She's the curator of the center, and she's here to tell us a little bit about concerts in the courtyard and what's happening that first week of July.
July 1st, we'll open with a new reception for an exhibit, Transition States of War, David Keefe and Combat Papers, New Jersey. So that'll be an exhibit that opens in the upstairs gallery. We'll also have Sarcophagus, the concert in the courtyard that evening, and they've been a real popular band in the area.
And for those who haven't been to a concert in the courtyard, can you tell us about it, what it's like?
Well, we're hoping we have good weather. That means it'll be outside. People are invited to come and join us. We set up tables. There's a place for people to even dance if they feel like it. People can bring their own chairs and sit and enjoy the music. Admission to the museum is free, and we'll have light refreshments as well.
It's really a great way to spend an evening.
Yes, it is.
And you can fill up on the refreshments and call that dinner, or you can go out and eat afterwards down here in Old Town.
Yes.
Now, the museum is also open on Saturday, right?
Yes, and we're open till 8 o'clock on that Friday night.
Okay.
Yes, and on Saturday we open at 10.
Okay, and that's, again, free because it's the first weekend?
Yes, it's the first weekend. First Saturday of the month, we're free and open to the public, and that's from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. And that day we'll also have the steel drum group performing in the courtyard.
This is July 2nd.
Yes.
Great. Now you're telling me that there is a new type of event that you're doing once a month that involves food.
Yes. Now every Saturday, surrounding our courtyard, we have the farmers market, the Old Town Farmers Market.
And that'll be going on July 2nd as well.
Yes, it will. And in conjunction with that, they're bringing in a special chef each third Saturday of the month, and they'll be showing how to prepare different foods. And so that's from 10 till 12, and they'll set up in the courtyard, and it's free, and just try the different samplings, so give you an idea of what to do with those unusual vegetables.
That's great, fantastic.
So,
all right, well, that's a great way to kick off your 4th of July weekend, so be sure to check it out Friday, July 1st at 5 p.m., and then Saturday, July 2nd, all day. The Old Town Business Association is sponsoring special events on the first weekend of July. Here's Tony Goodwin from the association to tell us more about them. Tony, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having us today.
So now I understand there are two new events. Well, one new event, but two events that take place every first weekend.
Yes.
And there's a new one. Tell us about that.
Well, on First Fridays, we're actually giving some eye candy to the First Friday concerts by encouraging car club or car owners of classic cars to cruise up and down High Street like they did back in the day, and then park in front of their favorite restaurant, or even corral or gather right at the Town Bank parking lot from 6 until 9. The beauty in this is that there's going to be a lot of classic cars. We feel like that people are going to see this as a great opportunity and a great backdrop for something like this.
And what is this called? Is there a name for this event?
Classic car cruising on High Street. We've actually identified a nice little route. It's a comfortable route where classic car owners can actually drive and not feel like they're going to be hit by any other oncoming traffic. But most importantly, they have a place they can actually gather. They like to gather in little parking lots. So Town Bank parking lot has allowed us to have them gather there again from 6 until 9. complementing any event that's already going on, either it be First Friday concerts or maybe even a concert at the Pavilion.
This is July 1st?
Correct.
Friday, July
Correct.
1st.
Friday, July 1st, and then again repeating in August and September on the first Fridays as of now. Mm-hmm. And then we'll redevelop and look at the idea of doing this as a permanent type event.
That's great. Okay. Now, there's another event that takes place every Saturday, and this is also taking place on July 2nd.
Correct.
July 4th weekend. Tell us a little bit about that.
The Antiques to Flea Market is a great place for people to find unique items. We like to say all finds of all kinds, and it happens in the Middle Street parking garage, right directly behind the Sports Hall of Fame. And from 10 o'clock in the morning until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We do have some early birds that show up before that time and want to buy up the good stuff. But by all means, we encourage everybody to come down. They can park right upstairs for free and go to the flea market and the Antiques to Flea Market right downstairs.
There's a huge variety of things. I actually have bought some things over the last year.
Seen you there.
Decorating my great room and all. But,
sure.
Some great antiques and some stuff from mid-century, just all sorts of things.
Yeah, and that's what makes it nice. It's definitely a flea market that, or Antiques to Flea Market, that gives you a good variety, and it's attracting a lot of different people, not only from Portsmouth but from outside of the city, which is either Virginia Beach or Norfolk. I've sat there and actually manned what we call the concierge table, and talked to folks and said, where are you coming from? Well, a lot of times they say Virginia Beach or Chesapeake, because they've heard about such a great turnout, and they just want to be part of it.
You hear flea market, and that could be anything from, just a garage sale to just junk. But this is really good stuff.
It's refined itself to the point where we've got a lot of repeat vendors. They're coming back year after year, rain or shine, 12 Saturdays out of the year. And we've only been canceled either because of the holiday falling directly on that day, or there's been some ice that the roads are closed and no one can get to us. But otherwise, we've been staying true to that mission, and that is to keep us open, rain or shine, inside that parking garage. And we see close to 4,000 to 5,000 people. Now, don't let that scare you, because we've got 100 or so vendors out there. And this year, for the second year, we've expanded out onto the Middle Street, right beside the Sports Hall of Fame, for additional vendors that necessarily can't get inside, because usually it's a waiting line. But then they can come outside and see the street vendor style flea market.
Even when it's crowded, there's so much room in there. You don't feel crowded at all.
Correct.
It's not like you're shouldering your way through anything.
No. By all means, it's actually a very nice and comfortable atmosphere. We have a lot of people that go down to the shops. Either it be the coffee shop for breakfast and then come and treasure hunt, or vice versa. They can go back and come back in there. So our businesses do benefit from this. A lot of them come and then go to lunch, obviously at Roger Brown's or anywhere up and down High Street. And then to boot, we've tied it together with the farmers market to where there's actually a circle around the 300 block of High Street that creates that traffic flow that works out really nice.
Well, these are both great events to add to your 4th of July weekend, so be sure to check them out. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
While fife and drums might be found in many 4th of July celebrations elsewhere in Hampton Roads, here in Portsmouth you'll find something a little bit different. Let's head over to the Lightship Portsmouth, where Emily Kilgore from the Naval Shipyard Museum would tell us about events guaranteed to put a little swing into your Independence Day celebrations. I'm joined by Emily Kilgore, who is the assistant curator at the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard Museum, which, even though it's closed, they are going to be presenting a lot of things on July 4th weekend. Thanks for joining us, Emily.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So what do you have in store for July 4th weekend this year?
Well, on July 2nd, we're hosting our annual Patriots Day event. We are focusing on World War II. A lot of other people like to focus on the American Revolution, but we decided that what's more American than World War II? There's a lot of great stories, especially in the Portsmouth area.
Yeah.
So we're going to be having swing dancers come out, swing music come out, and just celebrate 4th of July weekend like a patriot, I guess.
Great. So what types of things will you have here?
We're going to be doing,
the bands?
The Lightship's going to be open, and it's going to be free because it's a first Saturday event, so it will be free to the public. We also have the 504 Supreme Band, which is really awesome. They come out a lot and do stuff for us.
And they've been here for 3 years, haven't they?
Yes, this is their 3rd year with us, and we love having them. They're really great. The crowd loves them. We're also going to be having swing dancers from Swing Virginia come out in Virginia Beach. They're going to come out and dance along with the band and teach people how to do basic swing steps.
We talked a few minutes ago before the camera started rolling about this trend during 4th of July weekend, more swing music, more World War II music.
Yes.
I grew up with fife and drums,
yes.
but it's a new Americana, isn't it?
It's Americana, and the band comes out and they dress. They actually a lot of the members are Army, currently in the Army, and they come dressed as World War II, Army, and the swing dancers come dressed in these beautiful patriotic style dresses in World War II era, and everybody just comes and they play a lot of Americana type music, your typical big band jazz, and they just. We like to celebrate America swing style.
That's great. So if you're tired of fife and drums elsewhere in Hampton Roads, come to Portsmouth.
That's right. And in case you don't want to hear them, or you're looking for something different, and we're going to be doing it from 10 to 5 on Saturday. Okay. So Saturday, July 2nd. So it's going to be a good day.
So what types of events? I know you have like games and things like that.
Yes, we're actually here at the Lightship. We're going to be teaching kids how to make target kites, which were kites that the sailors and the soldiers made during World War II, and they would launch them off the back of ships, and the soldiers were able to fire at them to learn how to fire at the planes in the sky. The kites themselves had a Japanese zero painted on them, so we've got a little bit of the plane style. So what the kids are going to do is they're going to get to design and draw their own World War II plane, put it on a kite, and then we're going to have demonstrations out here for them to fire at that target kite. Also, we're going to be talking about how spycraft has changed during World War II. Since we did have, right down here at the shipyard, there was a little bit of a training of homing pigeons. A lot of the ships were outfitted with pigeon carrier nest areas, so they could then train the pigeons how to send out materials and stuff like that. So we're going to teach the kids how pigeons work and how carrier pigeons saved spycraft during World War II.
Okay, now that'll be here.
Yes.
Now the band will be in front of the...
Yes, the band's going to be in front of the Naval Shipyard Museum, which is closed for renovation still. But we're going to be having the swing dancers and the band, as well as some ice cream. We also have a group, a reenactment group. His name is Jim Collier, and he's going to come out and set up a World War II recruitment station. So you can come be recruited for the United States Navy or the Waves if you're a female during World War II. And he'll have a giant tent set up, original typewriter, lots of great uniforms that the kids can try on. And, it's our way of teaching people about World War II.
And that's a great location too, at the foot of High Street with the water right there and the trees and the benches.
We've got the ferry landing right there, so everybody can come off the ferry and come right on over.
Or get on the ferry, go over, and then come back.
That's true. We'll take whoever we can.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, Emily, and telling us all about it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And be sure to check out Patriots Day on Saturday, July 2nd. Yep. See you there. No Independence Day celebration would be complete without fireworks. And the Portsmouth Seawall is the ideal location for watching the annual July 4th fireworks display over the Elizabeth River. Sponsored by Festivents, the fireworks begin at 9:30 p.m. on Monday evening, July 4th. Special July events don't end there. There's music, movies, and much more throughout the month in Portsmouth, and we'll tell you about those after these messages.
Can you consent with me? Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read.
So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child.
So let's join hands, book people unite. Unearth hidden passion. Come on, we'll have a good time.
One book could be the funnest kind of thing. Helps to change a life. Book people unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Portsmouth, Virginia, revitalized, central, changing, home to Westbury, recognized for excellence in design. Another downtown neighborhood, moments from the waterfront, in the heart of it all. Get more in Portsmouth. Tell your realtor.
Welcome back to our July episode of Portsmouth Now. Summer band concerts have been part of American life since the days of John Philip Sousa. This July, the Tidewater Winds will again bring 2 free concerts to Portsmouth. Here's the conductor of the Tidewater Winds, John Brewington, to tell us about them. John, thanks so much for coming back and joining us on Portsmouth Now.
Thank you so much for having us. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
And we're excited to have the Winds back in Portsmouth. So tell us about what you have planned for us.
Sure. Well, the Winds we're coming back to the Edmonds Center at St. Mark's Church on the 7th and 25th of July. We have 2 really great programs scheduled for that. Our first program is something new, old, borrowed, and blue. And the blue piece of it we're going to take care of in the jazz idiom. So I've got the Tidewater Winds Big Band that's going to be playing that particular concert. We're going to be doing music of Ellington. We're going to be doing some music, Blue Rondo a la Turk, which was made famous by Al Jarreau. Things Ain't What They Used to Be by Ellington and Williams. So it's going to be a really fun event for the whole family.
That sounds like it. And what's the second program?
Well, that will actually be our last program of the season during that last week. That one is called The Final Frontier. And so we're going to feature music of John Williams, and we're going to do from Star Wars, The Force Awakens. I'm also going to schedule Jupiter from the Planets, selections from Star Trek. We're going to play from the Broadway musical Wicked, Defying Gravity.
Great.
And we're going to close the program with a piece called Flight, which is a concert piece that is dedicated to the National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. Right. So another fun program. And our entire schedule is actually up on tidewaterwinds.org, because we have other concerts that we do throughout Hampton Road. So if that doesn't fit in somebody's schedule, we invite them to come out to one of the other locations or to come hear one of our other weeks of concerts, which will also be Freedom Forever and A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words, where we're going to have Master Sergeant Cervantes, Martin Cervantes, who's a retired Army officer who uses art therapy to help soldiers that are coming back with PSTD, other injuries as well, and he's going to paint during the concert and then have the artwork available for us at the end of the concert.
That sounds really fascinating.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
So, what is the attire for these concerts? You think you're going to a concert? Is it stuffy? Is it... Do you have to dress up?
You don't have to dress like me here today. Much more like you.
Me.
Absolutely.
Casual summer.
It's going to be, please, we want people to come as they are and leave changed, really. That's what it's all about for this summer, is to come, enjoy the concerts. They're all free. There are no charges, no tickets, nothing to attend our concert. Just show up and have a good time.
Tell us a little bit about the history of the organization.
Sure. The Tidewater Winds is now in its 31st year. We've been around for that long. Our founder, Sidney Berg, was the organizer and the originator of this particular ensemble. I'm in my 11th year as conductor.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I can't believe that it's been that long. It's really flown by. We've had a great time doing it, and I have a wonderful board and executive committee, everybody that works together all year long to bring the month of July and the Tidewater Winds to Hampton Roads and right here in Portsmouth.
Well, thank you for doing that. And thank you for coming today and telling us about it. Be sure to check out both concerts. The Portsmouth Department of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services sponsors events throughout the summer. Here's the department's director, Mark Furlow, to tell us about 2 of them. I'm joined by Mark Furlow, who is the director of the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services. Thanks for joining us, Mark.
Thanks for having me.
So what do you have coming up in July? I know we have movies and concerts.
That's right. We're starting our movies in the park, again at City Park, and it'll be shown in the amphitheater there. And this year we're moving from Sundays to Saturdays. All the movies will be shown at Saturday evenings at 7 p.m.
Okay. So what movies do you have coming up?
Well, in July, starting on the 2nd, we have Daddy Daycare. And then next week is the Lego Movie on the 9th, Zootopia on the 16th, Minions on the 23rd, and Wreck-It Ralph on the 30th.
So really family fare, bring the whole family.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's first come, first serve. We have seating for about 150 people, so try and get there a little bit early to make sure you get a seat. But it'll be a great time for the whole family.
Great, fantastic. Now we also have on Thursday evenings special events throughout the summer.
That's right. We have our Sunset Thursdays concert series on every Thursday. And in July, we'll be starting off on the 7th with the original Rondelles, which is a big favorite here in Portsmouth. One of our hometown local bands that has hit it big. Then on the 14th, we have the Elements, and the 21st, Soul Intent, and the 28th, we have Against All Odds.
Okay, this is on the stage down at Portside?
That's right. It's at the Water Stage on Portside, and these concerts start at 7 o'clock on Thursdays as well.
Now, I know there's some concrete seating down there, isn't there? But can people also bring lawn chairs if they want?
Yes, you can. There's the concrete kind of seating, and then you can bring chairs to set up on the walkway too. Yep.
Would there be concessions and things like that?
Yeah, we'll have food and adult beverages being sold out there during the concert. So yes.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well thanks for telling us all about it. Be sure to check out Movies in the Park and the concerts on Thursday evenings. This summer, a fantastic new program is beginning here in Portsmouth, one that's focused on strengthening the ties between the community and the police officers who serve it. I'm joined by several members of the Portsmouth Police, and I'd like each of you to introduce yourselves to us.
Hi, I'm Misty Holly. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Portsmouth Police Department.
I am Letitia Branch. I am the Crime Prevention Specialist for the Portsmouth Police Department.
I'm Officer Sean Lewis. I'm assigned to the Community Service Unit, also a member of the Portsmouth SWAT team.
So I understand that we have a new series of events that started in June or continuing throughout the summer. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, it's our Cops and Community Basketball Games. This was an idea that was thought up actually by Officer Lewis. It was a great idea. It's a way for us to give back to our community and engage with our children and overall, kind of engage with everyone in the community and build that trusting relationships. Portsmouth, we're having a little bit of a kind of a downturn on, how the relationship is with our community, and we want to change that. We got a new chief, Chief Chapman's here now, and she wants to change that. She wants to make those deposits into our community trust account.
Okay, so what is the event itself?
So basically, you can have teenagers from 16 years of age on up, and they come out from 12 o'clock until about 1:30 every other Saturday, and our next one is this Saturday, the 18th, and you just come out and you register and kind of play basketball with some officers in the neighborhood.
That is so cool. Now,
it's amazing.
It really is. That's the event, and you're the one who thought of this.
Yes, sir, I am.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, I noticed you had 2 in June, but they were rained out?
That is correct. We had 2 in June. They were sort of kind of rained out. The very first one was definitely rained out. We didn't have much of a showing on the second one because of the rain and possibility of showers.
Okay, so when did they start up again? What are the dates?
Our next date is this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Right. It's in the 3200 block of Portsmouth Boulevard. It's at the Maplewood. It's in the Maplewood Truxton area. There's, I think it's called the Olympia Rec Center. It's right there next to the little shopping center right there on Portsmouth Boulevard.
In doing the publicity, have you had much of a response yet?
We've actually been putting it up on Facebook. We have our Facebook account. We've been putting the events on Facebook on our Next Door program. We've also been putting them up on Twitter as well as Instagram. We've had a lot of people say they're interested, but we just haven't had good weather for us to be able to have these games. And, today, Officer Lewis, he was in his area and he saw some kids out at recess playing basketball, and he stopped and played basketball with them today.
That's great. That is important. Why is trust important?
It's super important for us as the police department. One of the things that we do is we protect our community, and everyone knows that the police are out there. We're out there trying to stop crime. We're trying to protect our community. But we also want our community to know that they can come to us if they have a problem, not to wait for it to become a crime. If they have problems with someone in their neighborhood or something else is going on, we want the children to feel comfortable coming and talking to us. We want the adults to feel comfortable coming and talking to us, because if they're not comfortable, they're going to teach their children not to be comfortable. And our goal is to work with our community to help build a better Portsmouth.
That's fantastic. I think it's a great idea. Good luck with it. I mean, it's certainly something that's needed.
Well, thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing maybe you'll be out there Saturday.
Sure. I don't know how great a basketball player I am, but that sounds great. Thanks so much for taking the time to come tell us about it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. During the summer, what's better than spending time in the great outdoors? When we return, we'll visit a perfect place for communing with nature, so stay tuned. Helen Koontz is the Executive Director of Hoffler Creek. Thanks for joining us, Helen.
Thanks for having me, Rob. I'm glad to have you all out here, always.
Well, glad to be here always. So what's going on here? Notice we have some workers here in the background.
We do. You know, Hoffler Creek is 142 acres. We have a lot of space and we have a very small staff, so we rely very heavily on volunteers to help us manage the property and do a lot of other things. And right now we're trying to grow our volunteer program. The group behind us is a military group from Langley, who came over to help us out with some invasive species removal.
Wow.
But right now we're also trying to get, we're accepting applications for other types of volunteers. We're looking for volunteers who might be interested in helping in the office, who might be interested in helping us on the trail and leading, you know, and being able to talk with folks, visitors who are here who have questions. So a lot of different opportunities here right now.
Are there
volunteers.
qualifications as far as age or anything like that?
We can take volunteers as young as 16. We do have some extra things we ask of folks who are under the age of 18. If you have an interest in it and a knowledge level about something, though, we pretty much have something for everybody here. So, you know, if folks are interested, they need to just, you know, give us a call. Visit our website, give us a call. We have an application that we can send to people if they're interested in giving us a few hours a week, and we'd be happy to have them.
What is your phone number?
Our phone number is area code 757-686-8684.
Okay, so they can call that number.
They can call that number, yes.
All right. So what events do you have coming up this July?
Well, in July, we're very busy. Summertime is always a very exciting time out here at Hoffler Creek. First of all, we have our kayak paddles that are going, you know, full blown, you know, we've got people going out in kayaks every day in the summertime. It's a great way to cool off during the hot months. But we have some guided paddles as well. We have an early bird paddle that's going to be on July 2nd, so 4th of July weekend. We're having an early bird paddle that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. We also have sunset paddles and full moon paddles going on. And then one really exciting thing that we're just, we have paddles going on in August and September as well. But one of the paddles that I have to kind of put out there for August that's a really special event is we're doing a really late night, midnight to 2 a.m. paddle on August 12th because it'll be the Perseid storm. So you'll be able to see all of the Perseid meteors, the meteor shower from the lake.
That is amazing, and I bet you would get a great view out here tonight because there are no lights.
Yes, exactly. So you've got wide open sky above you, and it's just it'll be a wonderful, wonderful event. So I hope some people will, you know, stay up a little late and come out and enjoy some nighttime nature with us for that event.
Well, that's great.
And then also we always have our second Saturday. We have our early bird walk, which starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. Summertime is always a great time to get out here and see some birds. We have lots and lots of different species out here. The birds have just been incredible this spring and into early summer. So I know that the midsummer is not going to be any different. We also do our volunteer work day. So if somebody's interested in volunteering, just wants to get a flavor of, you know, what goes on out here, they can come out on that second Saturday at 10 a.m. and come out and help us out and then see what they think, see if they're able to come out and help us.
Okay, great.
We'll also have Vicki Schufer, who is one of our local naturalists, coming out, and every July she does a blackberry tasting tour with us. So Vicki will be here in late July. We don't have the date quite confirmed yet with her, but people can just keep an eye on Facebook or on the website, and it'll be there soon.
And again, if people have questions about any of these things, they can give you a call. And what's the number again?
It's 757-686-8684, or they can visit our website, which is just www.hofflercreek.org.
Okay, well, great. Well, thanks for telling us what's going on.
All right, thanks, Rob.
If you haven't been to Hoffler Creek, come on out. It's a beautiful spot. Thank you for tuning in to this July episode of Portsmouth Now. To find out more about the events featured on today's show or about other upcoming special events, log on to www.portsvaevents.com and then come to Portsmouth, where if you give us a day, we'll give you a vacation. I'm Rob Lauer. Join me next month for another episode of Portsmouth Now.